Good morning or good evening. Let me know where you are. Here it's, what is it, about 8:30 in the morning in Melbourne, Australia. I'll let a couple of people come on now. Make sure to give it a share. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. And also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, because as you know, they love to cut us out. So we'll give it a couple seconds, let a few people come on. How you going, guys? How you going, Michael? Miss Brown, good morning. Marlo, love you too. So we got a little bit to talk about quickly, following some revelations. Scotland, what time is it there now? It must be about 9:30 p.m, I reckon. So quickly, guys, just give it a quick share. And obviously, like I said, if you're new to this channel, subscribe, but don't trust the YouTube, don't trust any of the platforms, and make sure to follow on all Twitter, Instagram, Gab, MeWe, what else is there, Facebook, because they will indeed shut down this page at some point. So today what we're going to talk about is the truth about the Christchurch mosque. Now, I want to start with the following statement, because since I published the article in tr.news, which you can see in the description below, with links to the original articles, I've been inundated with messages from jihadis, but the Islamic community, a lot of leftists who are trying to say that by me publishing these facts, I am somehow justifying the murder of innocent people. No. And I have now condemned the disgraceful actions of this man at least 50 times online. There is no justification for targeting innocent people. I'll say it again. Never. There wasn't. It was wrong. It was disgusting. It was shameful. It was horrific. Watching the footage made me sick. And my heart goes out to anyone affected by it. But we need to discuss the mosque too. And the fact is that mosque, thank you, CA. The fact is that mosque has a history, and a history that everybody needs to know. In 2014, two jihadis, well, they were actually killed in an airstrike in 2013, a US-led airstrike in Yemen. Two jihadis were killed. In 2014, it was reported that one of the parents claimed that her son and her friend, and the friend, so the two friends, were radicalized by extremists in that mosque. The Al-Nur, whatever it's called, mosque in Christchurch. Now, a few people have come back to me since I've published those articles saying that Imam Tawhidi says it's not really that mosque. I've spoken to Tawhidi. He didn't actually read the evidence when he made that statement, and today he's going to clarify. The fact is, it was that mosque. 100% it was that mosque. Other people are saying, oh, well, it's only the parents, they're lying, this and that. Mate, that was in 2014. It's not like the parents came out following the shooting. Now, the media have gone back to many of their articles and just tried to remove the reference of which mosque exactly it was, obviously because it doesn't suit the leftist narrative. I'm going to say it again. It does not justify what happened at all. But the truth must be told. And the fact is, at least two terrorists, Islamic terrorists killed by US forces in Yemen, came from that mosque, were radicalized in that mosque. And allegedly, at least in one occasion, at least one occasion that we know about, an Indonesian extremist sheikh was brought to the mosque to preach violent jihad. in Christchurch to the local community. So, are the people innocent who got killed? Absolutely. Absolutely. Men, women, children, defenseless, screaming, begging for their lives. Absolutely. Is the mosque crystal clean? No. And it's something we need to talk about. And it's something that now more than ever needs to be discussed, explored, and exposed. Because you know what's interesting is today there was another terrorist attack. There was another terrorist attack a few hours ago in Israel. A shooting attack. Left one Israeli dead, two critically injured. All those outraged from the Islamic community around the world who have been so outspoken about Christchurch in the last couple of days have not said a word about the shooting in Israel, about the jihadi shooting in Israel. Same as the leftists. All that's happened after Christchurch is the outrage, the outpour of love and support for the Muslim community. And again, to both of those, I support it. But be consistent. Be consistent. Condemn terror every single time. Then when Fraser Anning makes a statement that feels a little bit uncomfortable to him, and I'm not the biggest fan of that statement. I think the timing was probably off. The content, I pretty much agree with it, but it just was off timing. It's not the time to talk about Muslim immigration when Muslims have been literally slaughtered. But the fact is the content was right, maybe tactless. But the outrage on him for saying that, the backlash, huge. Worldwide condemnation. Now when we find out that jihadis came from that same mosque and US-led forces had to kill them. Not a word from those. But in fact, I got condemned for sharing the article. Not that the content was false, just that I'm sharing the truth. And that's why I ask you today to make sure to continue sharing the truth. Because these people should not get to push their one-sided narrative. The Islamic community and the Christchurch community copped a massive blow the other day, and something that must be condemned. But so should Islamic terror. And let's be consistent. And if the mosque is guilty of radicalizing people, and these two terrorists that were killed by US forces were training with the Charlie Hebdo murderers, with those terrorists. So these are not nobodies. And this mosque has a dirty, dark history, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's still happening today. Does that justify somebody walking in and gunning down killing 49 people, slaughtering them and injuring 20? No, absolutely not. But we can have both discussions alongside each other. And we must condemn extremists from both sides. That's what you keep telling us. Well, I'm condemning that extremist that came in there and slaughtered the Muslims. But please also condemn the extremists that came out of that same room only a few years ago. And if they're denying it, we need an investigation. We need an investigation today. Because if they're denying it then, what's happening today? If nothing's changed, and there was no reason for the parents to lie back in 2014 that their children were radicalized in that mosque. No reason. So if they're lying then, they're lying today. And if you want to stop, see, the problem is, and I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying it, but when you marginalize people who dare stand up and point these obvious truths out, what do you think is going to happen? Again, I am not justifying the actions. But what do you think is going to happen? If every time somebody voices their concern about the fact that a mosque is radicalizing somebody, literally that mosque, and instead of going to do something about the evidence and do something about the problem, you condemn those who dare stand up and speak out, what the hell do you expect is going to happen? I'm ready for the flood of condemnation that's going to come to me for daring to point these truths out today. Hell, I've had it in the last 24 hours on my Twitter. I don't care, because the truth shall set us free. The truth is all we got. The truth is the only thing that is really going to protect us. Because we've seen, when Muslims get slaughtered, there's outrage. There's worldwide condemnation from both sides, from our side and their side. From the Muslim community, from the Jewish community, from the Christian community, from every community. When we dare shine a light and expose what's happening in these same places, there's condemnation only on those who dare point it out. And even worse, when terror strikes, the same terror. Only hours ago in Israel, another shooting. This time by a jihadist. Just like 99.95% of the terror attacks that they refuse to condemn. And not one word from those same people. Waleed Ali, tonight on The Project, will you do a segment condemning the murder of Israelis by Islamic terror? Will you? I doubt it. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but share the truth, because that's all we got.